When you picture who wins an NBA Finals, you picture the superstars, the two best players going blow for blow, and whoever's a little better lifts the trophy. So here's a take that's going to sound wrong. The player who actually decides the finals usually isn't either of those guys. It's the third best player on the floor. And I can prove it with the last 5 championships. Let me be clear about what this is. This is not me saying stars don't matter. They obviously do. This is about something more specific. When two great teams reach the finals, their best players tend to cancel each other out. So the series gets decided in the gap nobody's watching, by the third option. And the numbers on this are honestly kind of shocking. This is Game is Culture. Real quick before we dig in, if you like breakdowns that actually show the math instead of just yelling takes at you, go hit subscribe. It's free and it genuinely helps, so click it. First, how I measured it. I used plus minus. It's simple. It tracks how many points your team outscores the other team by while you're on the floor. So it doesn't care about your name or your shot total. It only cares about one thing. Does the team win the minutes you play? I pulled it for every player in the last 5 finals, then sorted it, and look who's sitting at the top. The finals plus minus leaderboard. Here are the 5 best plus-minus marks across the last 5 finals per game. Number 1 is Aaron Gordon at plus 12, then Jamal Murray, then Anthony Davis, then Kevon Looney, and only at number 5 do you finally hit a true number 1 option, Nikola Jokic. The best player on the planet that year is 5th on his own sports list. So start with the guy at the very top, Aaron Gordon. On the 2023 champion Nuggets, he was the third option, clearly. Jokic was the engine, Jamal Murray was the closer, Gordon was the third guy, the role player. And yet across that entire finals, no one on either team was on the floor for more winning than he was. And look who's right behind Gordon on that list, Jamal Murray and Anthony Davis, both of them second options, the Robin to somebody's Batman. Neither one is the alpha on his team, yet there they both are, sitting ahead of nearly every number 1 option in the sport. So the trend isn't subtle. The further you get from the headline star, the better the plus minus tends to look. Look at his line, 14 points, 7.5 rebounds on 60% shooting from the field, and a plus 61 for the series. He's not creating the offense, he's finishing the easy looks the stars create, guarding the other team's best wing, and quietly winning every minute he's out there. That is the third option deciding a title. And it's not a one-off, it's a pattern. Go back to 2022, the Warriors win it, and Steph Curry is named Finals MVP, deservedly, but look at the plus minus. Kevon Looney, their backup big, and Gary Payton, a defensive specialist off the bench, both finished with a better plus minus than Curry himself. The Finals MVP was outscored, in the minutes sense, by his own role players. Looney averaged 5 points, but 7.5 rebounds a night on 63% shooting, setting the screens that freed Curry and owning the offensive glass. The box score barely notices him. The scoreboard noticed him every second he played. So that's twice now the third guy quietly bent the series. And there's a third name from that same Warriors run, Andrew Wiggins. Everyone remembers Curry's shooting, but Wiggins guarded the other team's best player every single night, crashed the glass, and finished a plus 29. He was the swing piece nobody wrote into the storyline. So that's 3 different role players from one champion, all quietly out-earning the stars in the only stat that actually tracks winning. Put the third option against the superstar directly and watch what happens. Gordon versus Jokic in 2023. The MVP scored 30 a night. Gordon scored 14, but in plus minus, the thing that actually measures winning, Gordon came out ahead, and he matched the greatest offensive big alive in field goal percentage. The headline guy and the hidden guy, only one of them led an impact. Quick interruption, because now's the time. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. I'm not going to beg, but I am going to ask, so hit it, and I'll wait. So why does this keep happening? Here's the mechanism. In the finals, every defense is built to stop the two stars. All the scouting, all the double teams, all the attention pours onto them. So the stars grind it out against the wall and they cancel. Meanwhile, the third option is the man that wall leaves open. He gets the cut, the open 3, the matchup nobody planned for. And that is exactly where a tight series leaks points. And it shows up as efficiency, because those third options are living on easy, created looks. Their true shooting goes through the roof. Gordon finished that finals up around 64%. That's the tell. The star is taking the hard shots into a set defense. The third man is converting the gifts, so his number quietly towers over everyone's. Now look at the series happening right in front of us. The Knicks are up 2-0 on San Antonio. And how did they win game 2? By a single point, 105-104. Their captain, Jalen Brunson, shot 7 of 25. The game was decided by Mitchell Robinson, a guy who barely scores, controlling the glass and the rim off the bench. The third and fourth options won that game, not the star. And the plus minus says the same thing it always says. Through 2 games, Karl Anthony Towns is a plus 25. Brunson, the headliner, is a minus 4. So if this pattern holds, the Knicks title doesn't come down to Brunson out-dueling Wembanyama. It comes down to which team's third and fourth guys win the quiet minutes. Now the honest counter, because it matters. Plus minus loves role players. Of course Gordon is a plus 12. He plays next to Jokic. Take the stars away and his number collapses. The superstars create the gravity that makes the third man look great. So this isn't me saying the role player is better than the star. He clearly isn't. But that's the whole point. When both teams have that star gravity, it cancels. Both sides have a Jokic type pulling the defense apart. So the question stops being whose superstar is better. It becomes whose third option turns those gifts into points and stops. The stars get you to the finals. The third man decides which way it tips. So what do you actually do with this? You stop grading a finals by which superstar had the prettier box score. That's the trap. The 2 stars are going to trade huge nights and roughly cancel each other out. The series gets decided in the quieter battle, the one between the third and fourth guys, where one team's role players are feasting and the other teams are hiding. And it reframes how you even build a contender. Everyone spends years hunting for the second star, but the last 5 champions keep telling you the cheaper, sneakier path is the perfect third piece. The big who finishes and rebounds, the wing who defends and knocks down the open 3. Get that guy right and your 2 stars suddenly look unstoppable. Get them wrong and they look like they shrank. Which is exactly why the smartest front offices obsess over players the fans barely discuss. They've seen this same data. They know a plus 12 from a third option in June is worth more than another 20 empty points from a star. The stars sell the tickets, but the third man, more often than not, is the one quietly holding the trophy when it's over. So here's what I want from you. When you watch Game 3, don't just watch the stars. Watch the third guy on each team and tell me if I'm right down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe. We're in a race to 1,000 subscribers, so please join the family.